Disentangling from the twisted world of the twist, let's head up further west to Bond Street. For Flex. Ab Flex. People know it. Crunches. The sit-up. So, why am I doing a whole video on something as simple as a sit-up? Because the humble sit-up is the biggest victim of Name That Exercise. Welcome to the new exciting game show, Name That Exercise. While doing jumping jacks, answer the following question. An exercise for the stomach, beginning with S. Sit downs! No, stand-ups! No, supine abdominal flexions!
Denied.
There are certain exercises in the public domain, or consciousness so to speak, and I reckon everybody knows about the sit-up. In fact, no self-respecting training montage could be without ab training. Faster! Press-ups and sit-ups are known by World War Iers. Yeah, them old geezers might know what one is, but watch this. When do you use it? When you want to lose fat off your belly. Told you, this is old fossil. No grandpa, spot reduction went out of fashion with kippers and kidneys. I did a video on this over a year ago and my view hasn't changed much. I think that no spot reduction is just fitness industry code for no shortcuts. When people try doing some sit-ups to lose the waist, they're not running around with a set of calipers. They're really saying, I just want to look better in the midsection. And the fitness industry is, in a way, hiding behind the science to push their agenda. I think that spot reduction is spectral. If you're up at 20% plus, you won't see abs from sit-ups. But if you're at 10% and below, then doing more ab work will show your abs. Chiseled abs are about contours, and contours are about the effects of light on different heights of two surfaces. So you either drop the body fat as low as possible to hug the base layer, or you build the muscle up enough with the fat to create the contour. And at under 15%, this is an ever-increasing possibility. But maybe they just don't want you doing a couple of hundred crunches Leon style in the morning, turning yourself into some sort of deadly assassin.
Do you understand?
They want to control you, get you to invest in a whole pay up front, sell you a dream, before and after pyramid scheme. Oh, the conspiracies. But if ab training doesn't reduce muffin tops and love handles, then what's the point of doing them? This is the bit where I think the message gets lost. You got jacked 8-packers saying, I don't need to do abs separately. I use my abs when I'm doing everything else. You get a lot of strength athletes that think that sit-ups are just for pretty boys who want to have a nice tapered waist. The spinal health specialists are anti-sit-up because they don't like all that flexion of the spine. They love the isometric holds of the plank series. Now I'm reaping the fruit of my earlier labours. And the movement specialists are against it because, well, they just think the hip flexors are doing all the work. Bodybuilders tend to do their abs at the end of the session as an afterthought, or dedicate one day a week for about 20 minutes and then starve themselves so they can show their abs. And if you ask any fitness model or athlete, hey, how many sit-ups do you do? All of them! I'll make up for all the sit-ups that you don't do. Get your ab calculator out, because when I flex my trunk, I'll make it up for the national deficit in sit-ups. So what's the real reason to flex your spine? It's to stop a hot war from developing in your pelvis. I'd like to say that sit-ups are like a UN peacekeeping force, stopping a war in your Middle East, but you'd think we'd have learned by now. Troops don't stop wars, especially not there. So, let's liken sit-ups to a military-trained government employee who successfully stops World War III every time. They may both have a common name, but they're both extraordinary agents.